Hello everyone and welcome to Best Side Cycling. Today you'll be joining me for a full vlog and walkthrough of the Sunrise Mount Rainier climb. This is a classic ride that you need to do, and by the end of this video you'll definitely have all you need to know about what this ride is like and be able to enjoy these beautiful sights all for yourself. So without further ado, let's get into the video and start rolling up this beautiful mountain. Today we're here at Sunrise and I'm going to be riding with my dad here. He's going to be on the e-bike, I'm going to be on my Athos, and yeah, we're at the Right River Ranger Station where it's a very common spot to park here, and we're going to head up. And yeah, it's a beautiful day, so lots to talk about, so let's get rolling. So let's introduce the route. So this is the Sunrise climb just east of Mount Rainier, and it goes for 14 miles with a total elevation gain of 3,200 feet and averaging about 3.9% grade. I'll make note of this again later, but a lot of that gradient is really centered towards the middle of the climb, but really overall it's not too bad in terms of steepness, and it features one of many fantastic views all around, so definitely worthwhile. As we start here, there's going to be a ton of cyclists today that you're going to see all throughout the video, and that's because a lot of this climb is actually going to be car free today. You'll notice that this particular part isn't, and that's just the lead up right now in this sort of shaded forest area getting to the main fork in the road where the climb begins. It's sort of open to everyone. But yeah, definitely it's going to be chill here for a while, but maybe the gradients are going to start real soon. Alright, so we started our first gradients of the day. My dad had no problem keeping up with me on the e-bike. But yeah, this is a good ride, really famous, beautiful day. So after a few miles in, the gradients will start to kick up a little bit, and then you'll get some winding turns leading you to White River. Some people actually opt to just park right here because this is right next to the car closure. One advantage and why I like to choose to park next to the ranger station is you do get a little bit of a warm-up, but also mainly you just are located right next to the washroom. So that could be really effective later if you choose to maybe extend your ride and also head out to like the Chinook Pass or do some other things nearby. But you can see all around there is just a lot of parking and different spaces for you to just stop along and then start your ride. So definitely there's no real rush there, but after a little bit you will get to this sign here on the right during the winter season, where basically when rangers aren't doing active maintenance, bikes will be allowed, and also of course permitting seasonal changes, and the road is actually apt for bikes to ride on and it's been plowed. So definitely I wouldn't say in strong affirmative terms, but hopefully you can just look online, ask friends, find forums, and people often have tons of tips about when exactly it's the best time to go. Alright, so we made it here to the official, I guess what some people call the official start of the Sunrise climb. As you can still see, there's a road closed sign. This is one of the last weekends to go ride here car free. It's usually closed for winters, and yeah, the past few weeks for some reason it's been extended, so good for us. We're gonna go check it out now. So we're now at the sort of steeper part of the ride in the middle. You can hear the sound of the motor going, but my dad's having a good time and we're making it up this hill. So a great way, really a great way that e-bikes are super effective is in these types of situations. But yeah, let's keep rolling. On your left. On your left. On your left. On your left. Thank you. So the climb has now really begun in earnest, and from here to the main sunrise point there's this other segment that I like to track, and it's about 100 feet tall with an average gradient of 5.4%. So yeah, and then this section here I like to call the Sunrise Squiggles. It's sort of like that middle part where it just gets a little wavy. From my personal opinion, and just very slightly from looking at the gradient data, this is sort of the steeper part of the ride. It might just be how it feels because of just how it's laid out, but you'll definitely find some maybe 7 to 8% a little bit in here. But overall, it's pretty accurate to say that this climby portion of it is just averaging about 5%, which I think is a really great spot because it really prepares you for the long events such as Seattle, Portland, and RSVP, because all those hills really around this range, they don't get too much steeper on these sort of routes and the routes that you typically take. So I think that usually means also that like bikes generally nowadays have gearing, so that most people almost at most levels will be able to at least have a gear that they can just keep spinning on for this climb. So it's a definitely a great way. And of course, if you're going for time, then any hill will suffice. But yeah, we're just gonna keep going here until we enter into the long straight switchback sections. But not before we're greeted with the first initial view of just the whole area around us. You'll get many chances to look at the scenery, but I love this spot here as you're climbing up. There's just a huge opening and you just see all the mountains and forests around us, and that's what it's all about as we keep climbing up this big hill. Surprisingly, it's pretty hot. So you hear the motor working behind me and we're just climbing up and up. But lots of beautiful people today. So nice. So many people out enjoying their bikes. So we're here at the first initial switchback, and I just wanted to show it to you all, especially when it comes to descending. I really would want a heads up. It does flatten out a little bit, which is nice. It's not extremely tight, but depending on your level and confidence, definitely just take it slow. But yeah, it's nothing too unreasonable. And then now, yeah, I think my dad, seeing me laboring, is offering me a little bit of a draft, but this doesn't last for long, as he definitely starts finding his rhythm on the flatter gradients, and he's just going off on the bike, and we're just passing people as a best sight cycling father and son duo. But as you all know, the hunter becomes the hunted, or some term like that. Basically, my dad starts dropping me as well. And that's fine, more than fine than me. I think he was actually the only person this whole ride to drop me. So I'm happy to have that person be my dad. So yeah, I do have a guilty pleasure of chasing people up hills. So if you were along this ride or in any ride, I'm sorry if I go by like that, but definitely I think hill climbing is just so fun, and that everyone should just take their time and enjoy it. As yeah, even if all you want is the descent, just making sure you find yourself a rhythm just to pass the time and get along is what it's all about. So we're gonna keep going here, and yeah, all throughout this time I've just see a ton of people passing down the mountain, so it's really good way to motivate yourself to keep on going up. Alright, so I got dropped by my dad on the e-bike, but at least now we're not on the steep part, so we'll just keep on going here and see. But the views here are really great. Hey! Best side cycling! So a lot of you were out on the mountain today and came up and waved or said hi to me. I really appreciate it, and definitely you should all feel welcome to. If I remember to do so, I'll give you a sticker, but also, yeah, you guys are a big part of what keeps this channel going. So keep riding your bikes, and definitely hope to meet you out there. Alright, so we're good 2,300 feet up the climb now, and it suddenly got a ton cooler, maybe like a good 5 degrees. So definitely, if you can, adjust for different temperatures, especially when you're descending later. It gets real cold. But now I can feel myself getting into a rhythm, but I am severely dropped from my dad. So let's go catch up. So as we approach this final sort of wide switchback before Sunrise Point, we finally see some snow on the ground. Definitely much earlier in the season, there will be a lot more snow up here, just as it gets plowed and is rideable by bikes. So definitely this year is a bit of a funny one. It's really late into the season, well into June, so it's probably much warmer than usual, but still car free, which I can't just say enough of how sort of much more relaxing it is to ride. And my dad did wait for me, thankfully, so we're all united now. And the thing I was just really gonna say about that aspect of it as well is just to enjoy it and take in all the views. As you just riding, you're gonna be able to look southbound, and there's gonna be a lot of clearing in the trees where you'll just get more landscapes like this as you're just climbing up and just looking out to the right. It's a pretty remarkable feeling. But yeah, now we're almost to the top, and I'm gonna gun for the end of the segment. Yeah. Almost to the segment. So we're almost at Sunrise Point, which is definitely a great place to stop and take in a lot of the views. And then the last thing I was gonna say about this climb, and really why you should do it, is I think it's proximity to King County. At least it's probably the closest alpine climb to me, with the drive of just about an hour and a half from the east side. But yeah, I think just being able to just escape into complete nature is just something else. As we approach now the destination with the wide turns, you just see everything behind you, as we're just gonna take some photos here before we keep going along. All right, so after 11.5 miles and 2,700 feet, we're here at Sunrise Point. And yeah, this is sort of the stop for one of the main segments, because after here it gets a lot more flat to the visitor center, but there is still some more to go up. But yeah, you can see here there's a nice sort of wide bend and ton of views. As you can see Rainier in the back there with some clouds hiding it, but still a gorgeous day overall. So from here to the visitor center, you have about 2 miles at 1.8% gradient, so definitely a lot more chill. And I would definitely consider this more or less a victory lap. You're gonna be now greeted with huge sights of Rainier, as well as the same view that you've been getting over on the left. Today, and I think in general when it comes to visiting Mount Rainier National Park, you're just gonna have to roll the dice a little bit with the clouds. They do might move around, but sometimes you just never know if Rainier actually is shy or not that day. So in this case today, he's wearing sort of a hat, but nonetheless you can still definitely understand and see the scale of the sizing of what it's like, because anytime you see a huge mountain on camera, you know it's that much better and bigger in person. So all right, so we're here at the Sunrise Visitor Center, and here's the famous sign: elevation of 6,400 feet. Beautiful day, great ride, and Rainier has a cloud hat on. Right, so today's been full of different cyclists, and here I found another group of really fun ones. So yeah, how's your ride so far?
It was great.
Good time. Awesome. You guys all coming from Seattle?
Yeah, first timers.
Nice. First timers. What do you think of it today?
Awesome.
Was it hard?
It was a good one. Good
Cool.
challenge.
I wish I brought bibs.
We wish you brought bibs. Yeah, that's a good tip for everyone. Roll over the like button and subscribe.
Roll over the like button, subscribe, smash the bell icon.
Nice.
All
right, okay, that's perfect. So we've made it here to the visitor center. One call out I'll put here in case you're trying to meet up with other people is that cell reception can definitely be quite spotty. So yeah, I've heard of people having good luck, but sometimes I really don't. So in case you're trying to meet up with your friends here. But nonetheless, congratulations on making up Sunrise Mount Rainier climb. It's a fun one, it's a long one, and it's definitely well worth it. Going to grab some things, settle up, and then put on our jackets before going for the descent. The Turbo Vado SL did an amazing job. I put the range extender on, but right now it still has 50% battery, so that is basically meaning it's used up 2/3. Still 1/3 left, so yeah, perfect for real quick pace up the mountain. Perfectly able to drop me and ride with me, but it's a great day, great ride. And yeah, really excited to show off more rides like these, so definitely stay tuned. And yeah, all that's left now is the descent, so I'm going to put a link to the full raw video in case you just want to see the whole thing and just sort of recon it for yourself. I personally have wanted videos like that because I'm sort of nervous, especially if it's your first time going down such a tall hill. Just always remember, yeah, to just warmly, and then because if not, it'll be hard to really stay really loose and nimble, as well as, yeah, feel free to just take it slow. If you do need to take breaks, take breaks. Your hands, of course, or shoulders might get tired if you're not really used to descending for long periods. And then other than that, yeah, I think it's for this one, it's pretty straightforward. There's obviously just those couple hairpins to look out for, and then once you get into the squiggles, then you just sort of follow along. It's nice for me, especially I always put a GPS map up just so I can sort of mentally prepare myself. But then also, yeah, today's a car-free day, so that definitely lessens the load a lot in terms of thinking about what to prepare for. And of course, make sure you just get down safe. So that's all I have for this video. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have you ridden this? Would you ride this? Is there any other rides you want to see in the area? I'm so overdue on uploading a lot of my epic rides, so as I'm trying to find some more time to edit, they'll just keep on coming out. So see you all in the next video.